Record. So thank you all for joining us tonight. I am super, super excited about this call with my incredibly talented and smart friends tonight. We have Dr. Sarah Bonham, who's going to be presenting the products, along with Ellis Clarkson, who is a registered nurse. And then you have me. So I'm sorry about that. I'm just kidding. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and dive into the products. Okay, so we do have 15 different products out currently. And we're just going to kind of go one by one, talk about each product tonight. And then if you have questions at the end of the call, we will take them at that point. Feel free, there is a chat on here that you can go and ask questions as well, and then we can go and answer them as we go. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Just a reminder, this is a product call. We do have 15 products. We will be going in depth with these products. So it will be over our usual hour call that we normally do. And I am going to do my best to make sure that this is recorded. The Triplex Combo is the product that really I always recommend that everyone, I always say that everyone should be recommending the Triplex Combo to everyone, because this is really going to be crucial for overall health and for weight loss. The Triplex Combo, it's a power pack combination that helps your whole body with the body detoxification, gastrointestinal health, and also your weight loss. So we're going to go ahead and Ellis is going to share with us her knowledge about Plexus Slim.
Hey everybody. Hey Angie, can everybody see the slideshow, or do I need to kind of?
Yes, everybody can see it.
Okay, so I just was thinking what I'm gonna do is just to talk about Plexus Slim. I just want to talk about some of the common terms that we discuss as ambassadors when we're talking about this product. And I have some notes down here, so if you see me glancing down, that's why. So the first thing I want to talk about is blood sugar balance or glucose balance, and kind of what that means. So when we tell people we want, that we need to stay, in a good blood sugar balance, keep your blood sugars balanced, what that means is carbohydrates, when we eat them, starches, carbohydrates, we eat them and then our body turns them into glucose. So glucose kind of floats around in our bloodstream, and that's what a blood glucose level is. So some glucose floating in your bloodstream is okay, but it's not doing anything for you there. It only functions efficiently when it's inside the cell. So to have your blood glucose levels drawn, if it's, even if you're within a normal range, if the glucose that's in the cell is not functioning properly, you're going to have all these symptoms that we talk about, cravings, being tired, no focus, all that stuff. So insulin, this is where insulin comes in. Insulin is a chemical that your body naturally creates, and it is like a key. Glucose cannot get inside the cell where it needs to get without the insulin. So think of insulin as like a key to unlock the cell and usher the glucose in. So we need insulin, but if we have too much insulin, our body goes into like hibernation mode. So it holds on to everything. So those two terms, I kind of want you to just know. It helps me a lot to know that when I talk about this. So that's where chromium comes in. So one of the first ingredients of Slim I want to talk about is chromium. So chromium is to insulin what like steroids are to bodybuilders. So chromium gives insulin the maximum effect with the least amount of insulin chemicals. So it beefs them up to 3 times as potent as it would normally be. Chromium binds to the insulin and kind of makes it bigger. So it gets more glucose into the cell faster. So how that relates to our product is your body will quickly burn glucose for energy if it's in the bloodstream. If it's in the cell, your body will start to burn fat. So chromium really helps as a fat buster part of this product. Just want to make sure okay. So the second one is alpha lipoic acid. Alpha lipoic acid is the next one I want to talk about, and I want to talk about free radicals. So free radicals are like a buzzword, and so are antioxidants. And free radicals it's like basically like a weak chemical bond that kind of separates and attaches to a stronger one. And when it attaches to the stronger one, it attacks it and it damages it. So free radicals are things like pollution, just environmental stuff, radiation, pesticides, smoke. So we have a lot more of that going on in our society right now. So even people who eat super healthy, unless they live in a bubble and never go outside, they have tons of free radicals. So antioxidants stop free radicals in their tracks. So alpha lipoic acid is a very potent antioxidant. So it's one thing. The second thing I want to talk about is, I think it was about 2 years ago, there was a double-blind, make sure I get this right. Yeah, a double-blind chemical trial in humans, and this is just interesting to know that that's like the highest medical standard when you're doing any kind of testing to see what the efficacy of something is, if it works or not. And what the scientists found out, like hands down, about alpha lipoic acid, I have to read these off because there's so many what it does. They called it the broad spectrum wonder because it improved insulin sensitivity, which again, that means that your insulin literally is more sensitive. So it just works better so your body doesn't have to create more. It helps with blood sugar control, cardiovascular health, nerve function, and it reduces the symptoms of diabetic neuropathy. And that's that pain that a lot of diabetics get. And that's because it's improving circulation. So it gets more oxygen to the parts of your body that are further out. And the last thing about alpha lipoic acid is that it's a natural chelator. And you guys may have heard of, like when somebody has mercury toxicity, they have chelation therapy. So what a chelator does is it literally pulls the toxins and the inflammation out of tissues. And that's actually how, when people say, how does Slim help with pain? Well, that's one of the main ways, because it reduces inflammation, and it also can speed up healing after an injury or even like a surgery. And I'm giving lots of information, and I don't think anybody's going to remember it, but I'm just thinking if this is recorded and you have someone that says, well, what's a whatever, how does that work? You can reference this video. So the last two ingredients in Slim are Garcinia cambogia. So the rind of Garcinia cambogia has an enzyme called HCA, and HCA can boost fat burning and can also be used as an appetite suppressant. And there is an enzyme in there which can also block fat reabsorption. So Garcinia is kind of another buzzword. It just does kind of a lot of things, but it really supports weight loss. And then the last one is green coffee bean extract, and that's also called chlorogenic acid. And a question I get a lot from my customers is, well, how does this not have any caffeine, or less than 2% of caffeine, if it has green coffee bean extract? And all raw coffee beans are green. So green coffee bean extract, raw coffee bean extract, it's the same thing. When you roast coffee beans, it turns them brown, and that releases the caffeine, and it also totally wipes out the chlorogenic acid. So you can't have caffeine and chlorogenic acid. And chlorogenic acid, it's also an enzyme, and it decreases absorption of carbs from your GI tract. So when you eat carbs, chlorogenic acid kind of inhibits them from being reabsorbed, so your body just flushes them out. So that is Slim. Oh, wait, no, I wanted to talk about one other thing. The 5 things that Slim does, sorry, I feel like I'm going on forever, but I'll make this one fast. So the 5 things that Slim does, weight loss. And weight loss is the chromium that kind of beefs up the insulin, and it gets the glucose into the cell quicker. And when the glucose is in the cell, the body will burn fat instead of burning sugar. The sustained energy. Blood sugar is balanced when the glucose is in the cell, so we don't have those like highs and lows that normally we would have when our glucose is just kind of floating around in the bloodstream. So you're not going to get those dips and feel really icky. The control over cravings, the same kind of thing. So when the glucose is in the bloodstream, the cell that needs glucose is empty, and it sends out a message like, I need food, and I specifically need sugar. So it's kind of like you can't even always control that craving you get, because it's your brain telling your body to eat. Even if you're full, if you don't have enough glucose in your cell, your body kind of tricks itself into thinking, I need more glucose. So the mental clarity and sleep, the brain, if you think of the brain as kind of like if you guys have kids and you have a picky eater, I have a very picky eater that I think is going to turn into a chicken nugget. So if I don't have chicken nuggets, he's not eating. So the brain is very picky and it will only use glucose for fuel. That's it. So, and it can't use glucose that's not intracellular or inside the cell. So when it has a constant source of nourishment, you're going to have mental clarity, focus. You're not going to get those headaches. You're going to be able to sleep better at night, because when your body is working really well, you know, your circadian rhythm is going to be right. And when your body's working well and effectively in your waking hours, then when it's time to go to bed, it's going to be able to shut off easier. And then pain relief, like I talked about earlier, is the alpha lipoic acid and the way that it draws toxins and inflammation out of your tissues. Slim.
Thank you so much, Alice.
Yes.
Okay, so now we're going to move over. You did a great job. Now we're going to move over to the BioCleanse and probiotic, and Sarah is going to share on those two products.
All right. Hi, everybody. Before I begin, I wanted to go over, I guess most of you have heard about something called the brain-gut connection. I want to explain why the triplex is so important in that. Just as you have neurons in your brain, you also have neurons in your gut. And these neurons produce neurotransmitters such as serotonin. And serotonin is very important. It's also found in your brain, but 90% of that is produced in your gut. This is involved in mood control, sleep disturbances, aggression, depression. So people who might not be feeling well emotionally, it might have something to do with their gut. And that's some of the time why antidepressants don't do the full job, because we need to dig a little bit deeper than that and hit the roots of the problem. Also, 80% of your immune system is located in your gut as well. And the bacteria colonies play key roles in hormonal imbalances, autoimmune diseases, development of obesity, diabetes, skin conditions. People have rosacea, acne, skin disorders that are unable to be treated through use of medication, fibromyalgia. So I'll move into BioCleanse, some key ingredients in that. And why we want to use this is because it oxygenates and energizes our body while cleansing our waste pathogens and plaques in the GI tract. And not only is it cleaning the GI tract, it's cleaning out your colon, your arteries, your blood. And by doing so, it enhances your weight loss because it gets all those nasty toxins out of there. So key ingredients in there are magnesium, which that boosts your immune system. It regulates the bacteria. It helps with your nerve and muscle function. It also helps with blood pressure, restores your energy, helps digest carbs after your meal. It reduces your insomnia by healing your gut. We have vitamin C in this that protects against your immune system deficiencies. It controls cardiovascular disease. It improves blood flow, dilation of your blood vessels. Vitamin C is so important in wound healing. That's a big one. It can help lower cholesterol. And vitamin C, big ingredient if you've read studies on healing cancer. Vitamin C is one of the main things they use for that if you're doing natural alternative healing. Sodium bicarbonate, pardon me, y'all, this is my first time on a Zoom call. You raise your pH in your alkaline levels. So what do we know about that? Diseases thrive in acidic environments. If we make it alkaline, it can't live in there. It can't exist in an alkaline environment. It boosts your overall health in that sense. Lastly, our bioflavonoid complex. That's your orange peel, your lemon peel. All of these are great antioxidants that fight free radicals and oxidation. This helps fight poor health and aging. So the benefits of these flavonoids for capillary infections, it has powerful anti-inflammatory benefits. So this is a great combination with the ProBio 5. The ProBio 5 is like, here's a analogy that probably everybody can relate to. Let's say you cleaned your toilet bowl and you did not flush afterwards. BioCleanse is essentially like the flush after you're cleansing your body and getting all those toxins stirred up and removed. That is what's ridding it. So that lets me move on over to the ProBio 5. And y'all, these products, you know that you need them if you have sugar cravings, chronic fatigue, anxiety, like a brain fog that you just can't get over, and other immune symptoms. So what the ProBio 5 does is it rids the body of candida. And one of the main ingredients in doing so is chitinase. And that's an enzyme that is designed to process away protein based on the outer layer of the yeast and fungal organisms. It eats through that. Then we have vitamin B6 in there, which increases your oxygen carried by the blood. B6 is also very important in supporting your adrenal glands. Another really wonderful enzyme is serrapeptase. This digests protein not only in what you've eaten, but anywhere in the body. It helps with getting rid of internal organ scar tissue, plaques, and it pushes fluid away after injury. The last one that I want to talk about, ingredient in ProBio 5 that I feel is really important, grapeseed extract. That's one of the most rich and powerful antioxidants. It's good for antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, anti-inflammatory substances. So the key here to these two ingredients is decreasing inflammation. And that's what we want to do, is decrease overall inflammation in the body for overall health and wellness. And that helps us rid our toxins in the body. All right, and that's what I know about that.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that, Sarah. That's the ProBio 5 is definitely one of my favorite products. So I'm going to share a little bit about the Accelerator Plus. And Plexus has, most of the Plexus products are geared for health and wellness, but there are some products that are specifically targeted towards weight loss. And the Accelerator Plus is one of these products. It's probably one of my favorite accelerants. The Accelerator Plus is going to work synergistically along with Plexus Slim to help boost your weight loss. It is meant to be companioned with the Slim and not to be taken alone. The key ingredients in here are the 5-HTP, green tea extract, yerba mate, and hygienamine. 5-HTP is probably one of my favorite ingredients that's in here. I have done a lot of research on 5-HTP, and 5-HTP is just a natural serotonin enhancer. It's going to increase your serotonin levels, which also is going to increase your mood, help with your anxiety. There's just a lot of great benefits with the 5-HTP. This is going to be kind of a more sedentary accelerant. So if you're not just like extremely active, then this is definitely the one that I would recommend to start off on. And then Ellis is going to share with us about the Plexus Boost, which if you want to kind of heat up, let me go to the next, there we go. If you want to kind of heat up, now Ellis is going to share with Boost, which is going to be our stronger accelerant.
Yeah, so Boost is a lot like Accelerator in that it is, it's a companion to Slim, also works with Slim, and they kind of complement each other. And you can take all the Plexus products together except for Boost and Accelerator. So make sure you're kind of I guess, talking to your people about that, because some people really just want to lose a lot of weight and they just want like to take everything, which I get, but it's not safe. So Plexus Boost is a thermogenic. What that means is it just really fast forwards your body's ability to burn fat. It heats up your core temperature, which heats up your basal metabolic rate. So as you're consuming energy, it's almost like having like an internal fever. You know, like if you have a fever, you get hot, you sweat, and you burn off a lot of calories. So it's internal, so you're not going to have all those symptoms, but that's kind of what it's doing. So that's what a thermogenic is. The ingredients in Plexus Boost, one of them is the Carallumina fimbriata, which historically has been, it's like a cactus in, I think, East India. And they would chew on that when they would go on hunts to give them like longevity and that they wouldn't be hungry. So it really increases your endurance, and it's an appetite suppressant. And the endurance part is good. I've taken Boost. I take it not all the time, but before I'm having either a long run or if I'm lifting a lot, I take Boost. And I definitely can see a difference in my my endurance. So Boost is, let me tell you, so yerba mate is in this also, which is a stimulant, and it also has some diuretic effects. So it's going to really help you to keep just flushing out all the liquids. So it's really important that you drink. It's always important that you drink with Slim, but if you're on either Accelerator or Boost, you've got to really, really encourage people to drink tons of water because you're going to lose it really fast. And niacin, which is vitamin B3, and niacin has been linked to cardiovascular health, and it also just kind of helps the food we eat get turned into energy quicker because you're going to need it. So niacin, yerba mate, and the Carallumina fimbriata are the three main ingredients in Plexus Boost. And this one really, the Accelerator, I think is okay for people who have more of a sedentary lifestyle, but Boost is really for people who are very active. They may not be working out or exercising necessarily, but they need to be people on the go because it could cause some anxiety if people have a history of that, to take Boost and just kind of sit around. You may feel like you want to jump out of your skin. Yeah, so that's that. That's Boost. And then Block. So, and then I'll talk about Block. Block is really cool. Actually, I didn't know that much about it. So I did a ton of research, and Block can actually stop the absorption of up to 48% of our carbohydrate intake, which is, I mean, that's like almost half of the carbs you eat. It can stop them from getting turned into glucose and then reabsorbed. So how does that happen? So on the bottle, it says there's an NC2 blend, which is a brown algae blend. And it also has white kidney bean. So this combo, it inhibits, there's two enzymes that convert the starch we eat into the glucose that floats around in our bloodstream. And I'm just going to tell you those two enzymes in case anybody asks. It's alpha amylase and alpha glucosidase. So when we eat a starch, those two enzymes go to work on it, turn it into glucose, and then it sits in your bloodstream until insulin can bring it in. So instead of it turning into glucose, it just gets flushed out. So, and another benefit of that is when the starch or carbohydrates are not turned into glucose, there's no need for your body to produce more insulin. So normally after a meal, you have tons of insulin production. And remember, insulin is the thing that kind of makes your body, it's like a store, it stores things. So it makes your body kind of go into hibernation mode, like it won't let you burn fat because it doesn't know when it's going to get its next meal. So when we can keep our insulin level, I don't want to say low, but just being very efficient so we're not overproducing it, that also helps with weight loss. So it helps, it's like a twofold. When you don't have glucose in your bloodstream, your body's going to burn fat first. And then the second one is when the starches aren't converted into glucose, your insulin isn't going to start overproducing. That's what I know about that.
Okay, move on. There we go. So now we're going to talk about XFactor. Are you doing that one, Ellis?
Yeah, I'm doing that one. So XFactor is it's a multivitamin, And lots of different lines have multivitamins, but what makes ours really special is that it has the outside shell of the aloe plant. The outside shell of the aloe plant is the only substance that's been proven to increase absorption of nutrients. I mean, it increases it up to like 300%. So you can take it like truckload of vitamins and minerals and nutrients, but they don't do a bit of good when they're just floating around in your bloodstream. They have to get reabsorbed into the cell. So that's what the aloe does. The other thing it has, the outside of the aloe, the other thing it has is New Zealand black currant. And I've got to read these off because there's so many things that does. It's been touted as the king of berries because it has so many medicinal effects. Very impressive. So it has tons of antioxidants. Talk about what that is. So it kind of inhibits the free radicals. It has brain, digestive, and eye health. It has positive influence in the area of asthma, lung disease, just overall lung health, colds, flus, and it's really good for women's health because it is really high in iron. So women, because of our cycles, need more iron than men do. And New Zealand black currant, I think it may be the highest or one of the highest natural sources of iron. Like, yeah. So it's really it's a good one. And then I can just kind of go into the XFactor family if you want, because they're very similar. XFactor family does not have the outside of the aloe in it, so it doesn't increase the absorption, but it is good for anybody who can't swallow a capsule or even a tablet if they have like a different kind of multivitamin. And a lot of people, especially elderly, have a really hard time swallowing because their kind of gag reflex gets down and it's dangerous. So these multivitamins are not just for kids. They are for anyone who has a hard time swallowing any kind of pill. And again, they are loaded with the New Zealand black currant, which is important also for younger children, adults. If you guys have kids, when you start taking them for their checkups, they're on like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way until 13, they get their finger pricked for iron because that's when a lot of times iron deficiency shows up. So having a multivitamin that's really loaded with lots of iron is critical. And these chewables have that. And again, like with all our products, there's not a bunch of fake stuff, no sugar. So if you line them up with any other really vitamin, any popular vitamin on the market, ours are like hands down better and better for your kids and your family. That's it.
Yeah, and I really like the XFactor vitamin. I like the fact that it has the no GMOs or no dyes. Is really important to me because I know before I was giving my children the Flintstone vitamins, which are loaded with GMOs, loaded with dyes. So I really like that it's something healthy that my kids can take.
Yeah, definitely.
So Sarah is going to share with us about the Ease capsules and cream.
Okay, y'all. So these are my two best friends. Some of y'all on here who are close to me know that I've been dealing with a chronic neck condition for years now, and this has tremendously helped me along with the triplex. So I have a bottle of this, the cream and the pills in my purse every single day when I head to work. The most important thing you need to know before you talk to anybody about it, if they have a shellfish allergy, they can't use this. So let's just know that first. But other than that, it's natural and safe for daily use. I'm going to go over the key ingredients. Eterol, which is a highly concentrated form of New Zealand green lip mussel. This is the most potent antioxidant and anti-inflammatory. It is effective in the treatment of a lot of inflammatory diseases. So, people dealing with arthritis, asthma. There's even been studies that show that it may reduce your risk of having a heart attack. So that's a good side note. It's also effective in skin and hair. It helps with that. It promotes a strong immune system. It accelerates the formation of antibodies and improves wound healing. We also have another one of my favorite enzymes in there, serapeptase, which we know we learned on one of the last slides, that breaks down excess protein everywhere in your body, not just in your digestive system. And that reduces inflammation. And that's what we're trying to do here with this product is reduce inflammation. It reduces the discomfort and the pain. Also, side note, it helps with other digestive issues when you take the oral supplement, ulcers, other digestive issues. And that's all I know about that, Angie. That's my favorite. And it's 100 times more potent than other omega-3 fatty acids. So that's important in your brain development and your immune.
I love, I haven't really taken the capsules, but I love the Plexus Ease. Like, I think I use it on my legs all the time. If they get sore, I use it instead of taking Tylenol for a headache. It's definitely an amazing product. Where am I gonna go? So one of my very favorite Plexus products is the Ease Nerve Health. And you may have read my testimony, you may not know it. So I had jaw surgery, gosh, I think it's been 8 years ago now, and my jaw was broken in 6 different places. After my jaw surgery for about 6 years, I had complete numbness in my lip and in my chin. And so when I heard about this product, I thought, okay, you know, maybe I should just try it out. And really kind of skeptical if it would even work because I had had that nerve damage from my surgery for so long. But within 3 weeks of taking this product, what this product does is it actually helps regenerate and repair your nerves. And within 3 weeks of taking the product, I started getting the tingling and feeling back. So if you have, I mean, this is just an absolutely amazing product. It's the only product on the market that has been proven to repair and regenerate nerves. It's going to help with nerve damage. So nerve damage is something like pain, numbness, tingling, or like pins and needles sensation. This product does contain all natural ingredients that stimulate production of the nerve growth factor and can help, like we said, regenerate the nerves that have been damaged. It is going to increase the circulation in the tiny blood vessels, feeding into the nerve fibers and kind of waking them up. So if you know anyone that has nerve damage, I would highly, highly recommend this product. And this product, along with the Ease capsules, all of the Ease capsules and the Ease Nerve Health, both of those products, when you start taking them, you take a loading dose. So it's kind of like when you take a Z-Pack, you have to build all of it into your immune system, and then you'll kind of tailor it down. So both of these products, if you ever have a customer that takes them, I do believe you can search on the Pink Dynasty or All Stars team page and find the instructions, or I'm happy to give you the instructions on how you do the loading doses for these products. It doesn't like to go to the next page. Okay, so next we're going to talk about Mega X, and Ellis is going to share with us about that product, right?
No.
Or Sarah. Sarah.
And products. I use this as my arsenal of weapons against my chronic neck pain. So Mega X, this is an omega product that's for anti-inflammatory. Instead of taking the fish omegas like krill or your other kinds, you can take this, which is plant-based. So this is going to help with blood pressure regulation, pardon me, reducing high cholesterol, helps with skin disorders, macular degeneration, of course, your digestion difficulties, it helps with that. omega-3, which is one of the omegas that's part of this 36957. Studies have shown that that helps with seasonal adjustment disorder. It decreases depressive symptoms, overall enhances your mood. The main thing for this is brain function, cardiovascular health, and decreasing inflammation. And we all know that inflammation is a direct indicator of heart disease. So you keep that in mind too. And also stress management and relaxation. So this is something that anybody could use, no matter who they are.
Yes, and I love this product. I have noticed, like, I give it to my daughter who has ADHD, and I noticed that since I added this on to her, she has a really hard time sleeping at night. I noticed that when I added this on, this really helps relax her and helps her, get her sleep at night, which is amazing. So I noticed, personally that this kind of paired with the probio, this kind of helps like take my sleep to a whole nother level. My sleep is a lot deeper and a lot better. And it also has helped my nerves like tremendously. One of my other favorite products is the Plexus 96 shake. This is a protein shake, and each packet is going to contain 12 packets and 96 calories. There's 15 grams of protein. But what I think is so interesting about this, it's not just the type of protein that it is it's the grass-fed protein. So it's going to come from, it's from grass-fed cows. So it's not going to be like pumped with the stimulants and the hormones. So that's really important. And then another thing I think that is really key is that the protein is cold pressed. And why that is so important is when something is cold pressed, it helps the nutrients stay intact when the protein is cold pressed. So rather than if it's heated up, it's going to lose its nutrients. The two types of whey that is found in the Plexus 96 is whey concentrate is its primary source of whey protein. And then it also does contain whey isolate. And I know, like, for some think a lot of times like whey isolate is heated, but it is the cold pressed version of the whey isolate. It has no chemicals, no artificial sweeteners. It comes in chocolate and vanilla, and it's all naturally flavored. Something else I wanted to talk about with this product is you all may remember if you were ambassadors last year. If not, I'm sure that you're familiar with the Plexus 96, kind of the 96 challenge, where you do the Plexus 96, the slim, with coconut milk, carrageenan-free coconut milk. And it's very important. You want to make sure that you're getting the carrageenan-free coconut milk, because carrageenan causes inflammation, and that kind of counteracts everything that we're trying to do with the slim. So the key with all of these ingredients, the chromium in the slim, and the coconut milk and the whey protein. So these three ingredients, mixing these together, is like a huge belly fat fighting combination. So kind of like why these three work so well together. So the chromium is responsible for the cell signaling in your body. Your body has to have proper signaling in order for you to kind of remain healthy. And so basically, if your body does not know how to properly speak to your cells, or your cells do not know how to properly, respond to your insulin, this kind of affects like your whole blood sugar level. So basically, chromium speaks to your cells about your blood sugar levels, and it kind of helps like balance everything out. And then in the coconut milk, a lot of people ask, well, you know, is it okay if I use almond milk or regular milk or, you know, whatever? And the reason why you're wanting to use coconut milk instead is because coconut milk has been proven to be a natural thermogenic. It's going to actually turn up the thermostat and boost your metabolism. So combining this with leveling your blood sugar, you know, boosting your metabolism, and then the whey protein, it just, all of those three things combined together really help with the fat loss and kind of like kickstart a weight loss. So that is a really good, and I have actually been on this for the past 3 days or 4 days, and I've lost 4 pounds. And I don't know if it's this and the combination of, I have changed my dieting too. But this shake is amazing. I like to mix it with, I mean, you can do anything from mixing it, you know, strawberries, peanut butter, bananas, whatever, but this is a really good kind of on the go meal thing. And then the shake is amazing if you haven't tried it yet. If I can go to the next page. So Plexus actually started out as a breast health company. And their very, very first product when they started out, it was the breast CHEK kit. So what this is, I mean, this is such an amazing product. There was actually it kind of got famous because there was a guy that actually discovered that he had breast cancer by using this, and then it was featured on the doctors. I'm sure that you can look it up and find that episode. But what this has is it provides a sensory touch magnification by 5 times. It simply contains, it's kind of like a little, I don't know, it almost looks like a whoopee cushion type thing. And it's just like a little lubricant, non-toxic lubricant that helps you glide over the breast tissues to intensify your monthly self-breast exams. What I like to do at a sip-and-see or at a small event is I like to actually get out a plate and put salt on it. And then I'll put I'll let someone feel the salt just on the plate and then put the breast CHEK kit over the top of it and kind of fill it then. And y'all, people are always wowed when they do that. I mean, that's just a really neat thing to do with this, to really help people understand what an amazing product that this is. And if you're a woman, I mean, monthly examination and breast health, this is really key to your health. So I definitely recommend, if you do not have this product, to get that. So the second product that Plexus came out with is the Plexus body cream. And the Plexus body cream contains activated charcoal and spirulina algae. And these two ingredients are key to this product because they help draw out the toxins and impurities from the skin. They're going to help revitalize skin. It also works as an anti-aging agent. This also contains a rich blend of aloe gel, sweet almond oil, grapeseed oil, evening primrose, lavender oil, and rosacea oil. If you have any skin issues, eczema, acne, psoriasis, sunburns, this product is absolutely amazing, and I always recommend keeping this around your house, especially now we're entering into the summertime. This is a really good product to keep around. So that is all of our products. And so now we're going to move over to our Q&A time. And I'm just going to glance at that to see. Okay, let me just make sure that no one asked any questions.
I'm muted on this thing.
Okay, and yes, we are. Okay, Ellis.
Yes.
Did you talk about stevia?
No, I didn't, but I will.
Okay, yeah, someone was asking about the stevia in Slim.
Yeah.
So, to make it stay on?
No.
Stevia is Slim is sweetened with stevia, so it does taste sweet, and that comes from stevia. So a lot of people will say, oh, I don't want any artificial sweeteners in my, this is supposed to be all natural. Stevia is the only 100% natural sweetener on the market. It is different than Truvia, which is not a natural sweetener. Stevia is, they either grind it up from the plant, from the leaf or the stem of the stevia plant. So it's just ground up into a powder, and that's what makes it sweet. And a kind of interesting fact too is the way it gets that pink color is from beetroot. And so beets are, and beetroot and beets are another big buzzword right now because they have so many good effects on our body. So there's beetroot in there too, and that's where it gets the pink color. So does that answer your question?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Does anyone else have any questions? That was the only one I could find, and you'll have to forgive me if I missed your question. But does anyone else have any questions about any of the products? And we definitely have two very smart people on here that could probably answer any of your questions if you have any. Okay. If you don't have any more questions, feel free to post any questions that you may have, maybe in the comments of the, oh, someone just popped up a question. Okay. So on Boost, and one of you could answer this. I took Boost and it made me tired. Why did that happen?
Okay, I could probably answer this, unless you want to take it, Ellis.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so here could be one possibility. If you're taking something like that and it makes you tired instead of giving you energy, that's a good indicator that you're experiencing adrenal fatigue. And this is another great reason why you should be on the triplex as well as the Boost. And if you're just new to the triplex, give it some time to heal your gut, because that's going to heal you overall with your immune function.
Awesome.
So why did you say that it would make you tired? I'm sorry. The Boost.
Oh, I'm sorry. They might be experiencing adrenal fatigue.
Oh, yes.
And in that case, the products are not working properly for them at this time. Just as, like I said earlier, if somebody's on antidepressants and they're not working properly, well, the key to our overall immune function lies within our gut health. It's so very important that you're addressing your gut health through the triplex, through the Slim, the BioCleanse, and the ProBio 5.
And, I actually noticed the same thing when I took the Boost. And, I feel like that's why there are two different, products, because one might work well and work amazingly for one person and not so much, because our bodies are all designed differently. But I had the same thing when I took the Boost. It made me I kind of had a boost of energy, and then I kind of had a little bit of a crash. But that's why go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, in that case, have they tried the Accelerator? Because that's why there's two different products. And a lot of people experience great energy off the Accelerator, even though it doesn't ramp you up as much as the Boost. But overall, your mood lifts and you have your more energy, and it's a more subtle energy that keeps you going.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. So hold on. Now the questions are pouring in. Okay. So, how does stevia compare to sugar?
Well, I can take this one. Stevia is better for you than sugar because sugar is sucrose, and sucrose contains a ton of calories, and there are it's like in almost everything right now. It's like a full-time chore just to avoid sugar. Sugar just makes you fat. I mean, it's got a ton of calories. Stevia is, I think, like 300 times more potent than sugar. So there are a lot of natural things, like a banana, for instance. I mean, an apple is better than a banana because it doesn't have as much fat. So it's the same thing. Stevia is better for your teeth. Sugar really just that sugar just wreaks havoc on our body. I mean, bacteria feeds on sugar. You're going to have more harder time getting over infections. There's a lot. I mean, and I can definitely post more about that. I just have to kind of get my ducks in a row. The main thing is stevia doesn't have 1 calorie and sugar has a ton of calories.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I have a question here. It says, can you address Plexus use in pregnancy? Does anyone know? I mean, I know that there are several pregnant women that are on our team that do take the Plexus products and actually have had a healthier pregnancy the second go around. And I mean, I don't know if you or Sarah might know anything about why it might be better for you. I mean, I'm assuming because your blood sugars are level, and I know that when I personally was pregnant, I had issues with that.
Well, I can say one thing. The first thing I'll say is anytime we're talking about a child or someone who's pregnant or with any really severe or significant pre-existing health conditions, I always encourage them to talk to their physician. And you can give them like a picture of the back of a bottle in the ingredients list, or give them an empty bottle, let them take them. In my experience, most physicians have said absolutely it's totally fine to take, but I just want to say that right up front that when it's something like that, I think you should always double check. I know the Accelerator and the Boost are not compatible with pregnancy. You cannot take those when you're pregnant because they have natural caffeine in them, and they can speed up your heart rate, which could not be good for the baby. I know that the XFactor vitamins have the pure form of folic acid, which a lot of I think it's called I don't know, I'm going to say it wrong, but it has the kind of more expensive pure form, and a lot of people can't tolerate the imitation, the folic acid. So the XFactor vitamins are wonderful for pregnancy. I mean, that's when I would still say check with your OBGYN, but I mean, I feel pretty confident that for sure the XFactor would be definitely okay. But the triplex, I'm sure it would be fine, but I would still say just check. And yeah, it's good for everybody. I mean, it's good for overall health. I mean, the triplex, like Sarah was saying, really just balances out your body. But because of the die-off symptoms, I would just encourage to check with the doctor first.
Great. Thank you. Thank y'all. Does anyone else have any more questions they would like to ask?
I know I have someone on my team that has done, is nursing right now and has done quite a bit of research on this. So it's Erica. So we could ask her maybe to post a little bit about it, or, you know, she has a lot of information about that because she is nursing right now. Sorry, I hope that's okay, Erica.
Oh, no, that would be awesome, Erica, if you wanted to post that. Okay, so we have a question. It says, is it okay to rotate Boost and Accelerator? And you two might know from a medical perspective, but I just know that we've always been told that you should not do that. It should kind of be either or.
Now, are we talking about rotate during the day, or?
So like, yeah, I mean, like.
Yeah, do not take both products in one day because of the specific herbal ingredients can, you know, they have a synergistic effect, and you could have side effects, bad headaches, heart racing and overtime, you need to stick with one product, either the Accelerator or the Boost, and you can take it for a while, a day, few days, whatever you want to do, and then switch to the other one and see if you like that better, see what works for you, but don't combine in one day.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that made me like bounce off the walls.
And I did try that, y'all. I have personal experience. Not a good thing.
Yes. Thank you. So I think that that's all the questions. If you did not get your question answered, please repost it and we'll help you answer that question. Okay, well, thank you all so much for getting on tonight, and especially thank you to Ellis and Sarah for sharing their knowledge with us. I really, really appreciate it. I know that I think that you both did a fabulous job, and I'm extremely thankful to have you both on this team. And if any of you have any questions or anything after, feel free to post them underneath the, or, you know, post them on the team page, and we'll get back to those. And yes, this call will be recorded and posted to the page. So I hope that you all have a good night. I am truly thankful for each and every one of you on this team. And I hope that you all have a great night.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Everyone. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you.
Night.